Hi. Hello, everyone. Oh, my light is very bright in my eyes. I'm going to turn it down just a tiny bit. Hello. It is so great to be here, and I'm so excited to talk about this. Um, One of the things that I want to share with you is, I know that sometimes when you hear about online dating, you're like, oh God, do I have to date online? That's one of the biggest questions that I get. And the truth is, no, you don't have to date online. But I know that for a lot of the people that I work with, a lot of my clients, they end up being in such a great place with their energy that they're like, let's just get into dating so that I can meet this person already and just like get into the next part, like get into the part that comes after dating, right? Where you meet your right person and then you're with them and you get to do all of the fun things about being with someone. You get to have all of the hugs and the cuddles and the weekends away and waking up together in each other's arms and that feeling of, I know that for me, the one of the best things about love is when I wake up with my partner and I can feel his arms around me and I start smiling like before I even open my eyes. That's one of the best things for me about love, about getting through the dating part and getting to the good part, right? That's one of the things that's the good part. So, hi, come on in and let me know that you're here. When you're here, say hello so I can say hello back to you. Um, you know, my goal for you with love. Hi, Christina. Hi, love. My goal for you for love and for dating, really, my goal for you for dating. Hi, Ranky. Hi, Angelina. Hi, it's so good to see you ladies here. I'm just absolutely delighted to be here and to be doing this because it's really exciting to me. I've I'm kind of like on a high of like working with women and seeing them go into these loving, amazing relationships. And it's exciting to me to be able to share with you the things that are working for them. So that's why I'm just super excited to be here. And also because I'm super in love. And I want everybody to feel like that too. So it's a great time for me to be a love coach. um, So my goal for you, and I'm sure that this is your goal too, as far as dating is concerned, is for you to be able to stop dating as soon as possible. So tell me in the comments if that is also your goal for dating. If your goal for dating is to meet your right person so that you can stop dating as soon as possible, then you are in the right place because that's what we're going to talk about. So a lot of the work that I do with clients has to do with healing things that are going on energetically, healing from the past, healing from limiting beliefs about what's possible in love. A lot of it has to do with healing. Oh, I need to turn my light up actually. I turned it down and now I look like a ghost or something weird. Okay, that's probably better. Now people can see me. Yes, Christina, you want to meet your right person. You want to meet your right person so you can get out of the dating world and be in the relationship with that person, right? Like that's what we want. We don't want to stay in dating mode indefinitely, right? Like dating is um it's like we want to get good at it. We want it to be as fun as possible while we're doing it, and then we want to move out of dating and into the relationship, because that's where we get to build, that's where we get to have that deep intimacy and companionship and connection, right? That's where we get to look from that point forward into a future together because we've got a foundation now. Dating is all about like choosing, dating is all about sorting. It's about getting to know someone so that you can choose, and it's also about the process of like figuring out what we want. And that's all really great. But we want to move through dating as quickly as we can and into that like moving forward in a committed exclusive relationship with a partner, because that's how we get to build, right? Angelina says, my intention is to date for 1 month and by then be in an exclusive relationship with the right person for me. That is lovely. And I would just suggest to you, love, that you actually maybe give it about 3 months. So when you're in the relationship, like, give it about 3 months to decide to get to know that person. 3 months is about a long enough time because that gives you time for one of you to get sick and for you to figure out, how does this person respond in that situation? Do they take care of me when I'm sick? Do I want to take care of them when they're sick? It gives you time to like have different holidays come up and figure out if you're going to how you're going to celebrate those things together, to have different family things come up and see how they respond to those kinds of things. And then it just gives you a lot more time but enough time. For some weird reason, 3 months is about the time, because after 3 months, that's when women always say, where is this going? That's when we always have the conversation. We always bring that up where we're like, okay, where is this going? It's usually like at the 3 month mark. But if you can take those 3 months and if you can see it as a time where you're having fun and keeping it kind of lighthearted and getting to know that person and letting them get to know you, seeing how comfortable you feel with them. If you can do that, then you have a really good foundation with a lot of knowledge of that person and how they respond in different situations. We only can get that knowledge through a sufficient amount of time. And for some people, maybe a month is long enough to get to know them. There may be one person that you meet and you're connected with, and 1 month is long enough. And there may be another person that might take 3 months to get to know them, but 3 months is like about the average. So we want to a lot of times I'm working with someone and she's healed a lot of the things from the past. She's not connected to her ex and energy anymore. She doesn't have those same kinds of limiting beliefs that she used to have. And she's ready to date. And very often what happens is she'll just meet someone, like through the natural sort of course of events, right? Like in the natural course of the day, the natural rhythm of the day, she'll meet someone. But sometimes she will get excited about kind of wanting to speed that part of the process up, which is totally fine. That's totally fine. Do you have to date online? Absolutely not. Can you date online? Yes. It's still one of the best, easiest, fastest ways to actually meet people and connect if you use the right strategy. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because we want you to we want you, if you've come out of healing things from the past, you have this wonderful, beautiful energy and happy momentum. Happy momentum. We want you to take that happy energy right into dating. We don't want you to come out of that and then just go for a while and have nothing happen, and then your energy starts to go down. We want you to really take advantage of that momentum and meet as many people as possible when you're in that happy, excited energy, so that you can then start dating, getting to know people, and then get into the relationship that you want to be in. So let me know if that makes sense in the comments. Christina, is it recommended to not be physically intimate within those 3 months? My recommendation is not to be physically intimate until you have decided, you've had a conversation out loud, and you have agreed that you are in an exclusive, committed relationship. And that usually takes time to decide that you're in an exclusive, committed relationship. So if that takes you a month, if that takes you 2 months, if that takes you 3 months, during the dating period, my recommendation is not to have sex, because the whole point of the dating period is to get to know that person so you can decide if you want to choose them. And having sex clouds our judgment. Instead of having our heart still and our eyes open, we are looking for reasons to stay committed because we've already had sex. We're trying to salvage something, and so we will actively avoid the red flags because we've already had sex and we feel bonded to them. So instead of we lose our ability to decide if it's a good thing for us, and instead we go into sticking with it at all costs. And that usually ends up being something that's not that healthy for us, especially because when we're not, women and men don't bond at the same time. So having sex is a thing that bonds women because of the release of oxytocin, and that's just something that we have way more receptors for in our bodies. And men don't have the same amount of receptors of oxytocin. They're not as sensitive to it as we are. For us, it floods through our system for like 2 weeks. And oxytocin is a bonding hormone. It's like you and me against the world. For men, what floods through their system is dopamine, which is like, that was so fun. It's that kind of, like, I was on a roller coaster. It's like that. It's not like a bonding, empathy kind of a thing. And it's not like it's not like they're bad. There's not a moral thing with that. It's just that we're not in sync in that way. So we have sex, and we bring our heart into it when they're not at a point where they would bring their heart into it. So what we have to do is wait until we're in that we've had that conversation out loud. So not like, oh, I thought he was only dating me and I assumed we were exclusive, but that out loud conversation, we're exclusive, we're committed, it's just us. Let's just date each other. Let's just be with each other. Let's be in a relationship. Okay, now you've had that conversation, now you can have sex, right? Because it's like, you've created a safer container for that, so that once you bond, he has had a chance to get to know you, get to spend time with you, all of those kinds of things. And like now he's bonding with you on a deeper emotional level. You're bonding, you have like a friendship kind of a foundation established. And so when you bring sex into it, it will deepen it instead of it being like, oh, this was just a sex. Does that make sense? Christina says, yes, that's exactly what happened with my last situation. Sex before the exclusive talk. Thank you. Yes, that's what happens. It's because we make this assumption and we're like, well, I'm just with him. And so I think he's just with me. And he hasn't talked about anyone else. So I don't think he's with anyone else. And then we kind of get our feelings hurt. And then we start having limiting beliefs about like men. And we start saying like men only want sex, or men are always secretive about what they're doing. We start to kind of believe that men are bad, that all men cheat, that men break my heart, that men aren't safe. We start to have all these limiting beliefs, and then we need to heal from those, or else we're going to keep attracting that experience into our lives and thinking that we're just seeing what's out there instead of realizing that we're attracting that because that's what we believe is out there. Angelina, I can exit every relationship that is not good for me, even though I have sex, even though I've waited for it in the beginning. My relationship turned out to be toxic. So I'm not sure what that means, Angelina. I think that's a couple of different thoughts. You're saying that you can exit relationships that are not good for you, but you're also saying that some of your relationships have turned out to be toxic. So help me understand that a little bit more, love. So are you saying that you can leave anytime because because even if you've waited, sometimes the relationship turns out to be toxic? And if that's the case, obviously a relationship, you're right. Obviously a relationship can go bad even if you've waited to have sex. So what we're talking about is really giving it the best chance for the healthiest start. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so what we're here to talk about today is online dating. How do you do it right? How do you do it so you can get in and out? How do you do it so that you're not getting a whole bunch of penis pics? How do you get it so that, you're not getting, having the experience of like, it seems like it's good, you have a good connection with someone online, and then it just kind of peters out and you don't actually take it into real life. That's what we're talking about. How do you attract the right people? How do you attract your right person? How do you repel the jerks and the people that are just interested in sex? Right, Rocky. No eggplant emoji. None of that. This is eggplant emoji pig proof. That's what we're trying to do. And this works. It's worked over and over and over again, because what we're wanting to do is we're kind of like launching you like a luxury product online that is available for a limited amount of time. So that it's like you're getting in, you're getting out, you're getting a whole bunch of good attention and good connections and all of those kinds of things, and then you take that dating into out into real life. So yeah, Angelina, you said your ex was toxic even though you waited to have sex. Yeah, waiting to have sex isn't going to magically make a toxic person into a good person for you to be in a relationship with. Yeah, you're right. And that has to do sometimes with sorting. Like it has to do sometimes there are red flags and we want to be in a relationship and we end up ignoring those red flags. And or sometimes we get into a relationship and we grow and the person doesn't really grow with us. Sometimes we can get into a relationship where we love ourselves, but this other person is kind of still learning self-love, and so they do things that are really that undermine the relationship, that sabotage the relationship because they don't believe that they deserve to have a good relationship, and that is really painful for us. Um, so yeah, a lot of different things can happen. Um, and so with online dating, right? I'm like, okay, I have so much to talk to you about with online dating and I don't want to keep you on forever. So let's talk about these things. So do you have to date online with someone? No, absolutely not, because people have been dating and falling in love and making commitments to each other and getting married since way before online dating ever existed, right? So why should you date online? Because it's a really easy way to meet people. It's good for busy people. It's a good thing for introverts who want to have some kind of conversation before they actually connect with someone in real life, like meet someone face to face. It's also kind of a good practice ground for our flirting. Flirting is, in a way, kind of like a lost art because people feel like there's this kind of opinion that's like, I want to just be, I call it dumping our purse out on the table, right? It's where we've been hurt so many times before, disappointed so many times before, that we lead with that as we go into a new relationship or a new dating situation, and we say, "I don't want to play games. I This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, 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 and this, and whatever." The problem with that is it doesn't leave any room for this kind of like organic chemistry that needs to happen. And dating is not business. Dating is dating is about getting to know someone in a fun and friendly way so that you can decide if you want to get into an exclusive relationship. That's what dating is. Then once you're in that exclusive relationship, the relationship is about experiencing life together, experiencing what they are like as a committed partner. So you can decide if you then want to take it to the next level, which is getting married or moving in or whatever that is for you. So there are stages. The first date is not the place to try to figure out if you're in love with this person or if you're going to be together forever. The first date's not that. The first date is the place to figure out if you want to have a second date. That's all you need to know on the first date. That's all you need to do on the first date is have fun, get to know them, let them get to know you a bit, and decide if you like this person enough to go on a second date if, they also want to do that. So online dating is really just kind of like making connections and then sorting out those connections. But there is a way of doing it where you are attracting the people who are making the initiative to get to know you. They're taking a step toward you because there is something about you that is unique and interesting to them, and you are attracting those people who are specifically attracted to what makes you unique, even if you don't think that you're that interesting. I promise you, you are. There are people who want to connect in the exact same way that you do. There are people who are, if you think that you're weird, there are people who are your same kind of weird. And if you're online, they're online. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. If you're an amazing person and you're online, there are other amazing people online. If you are, if you love what somebody told me, she loves sci-fi fiction. Okay, if you're online and you love sci-fi, there's someone else online that loves sci-fi. Like literally, it's the fastest way to connect to millions of people. Right? Okay. Christina says, totally makes sense. Okay. And so that's one of the first things that we need to get out of our mind is this idea that like, oh, only, people who aren't good matches to me are online. No, you're a great person. If you're online and you're a great person, other great people are online. So that's like a mindset shift that we need to go, okay, click. Yeah, that's different. So there's something that I want to do to position myself in such a way that I am super magnetic to the people who are like me and compatible with me, and that I repel everybody that's not. I don't want them to see me. I don't want them to notice me. I want them to scroll right past me. Right? That's what you want. You don't want people who are completely incompatible with you and want something totally different than what you want to even reach out to you, right? You don't want those guys in your inbox. You don't want to get little you don't want to get little heart things from them. You don't want to get anything from them, right? You want them to be like they never noticed you. You just want the people who are like you to notice you. You want to be very you want to be authentic so that they can see that you're like them. Right? Okay. So here is the thing. Even if you're not into, the idea of online dating, still watch this and absorb some of the ideas because it will help you when you're dating in real life. A lot of times we have a hard time, especially it will help you in terms of like your mindset about dating and thinking about how you would talk about yourself and what you want in a partner, like what makes someone else compatible for you. A lot of times we don't really think that much about what we want and how it matches who we are. We think about what we don't want because of what we've experienced in the past that was bad, that hurt us. So we're like, oh my God, I don't want that again. And so we're very, very focused on like, I don't want someone who, doesn't have a job and is a smoker. And like, we know those specific things. And we're like very focused on what we don't want. But we need to switch a little bit over to talking about who we are, what lights us up, what we're passionate about, what we do want, what's important to us, what our values are, so that as we're talking about those things, we're connecting with other people who match those things as well. And so we want to be clear about those things, what those things are. Who am I? And why should you listen to me? So I am Carissa. Hi, if you're watching this for the first time. I am Carissa. I am a love coach and an energy healer. I'm a 6th generation healer. I'm a top 10 Yahoo Finance love coach. About almost 90% of my private clients are in happy relationships with their right person within about 6 months of our work together. What else? What else do I need to share with you? When I work with my clients, I usually work on 2 different levels. I work in terms of energy. So we get your energy together. We help you heal from the past, clear out limiting beliefs, and disconnect from exes or people who've hurt you in the past. And then we also go into what is your strategy for dating, where are the best places that you're going to shine. What if you hate online dating? What should you do instead? All of those kinds of things. So that is me. Hi. So let's go into online dating, your mindset. So what is the point? What is your focus? What are you thinking when you go online? When you go online, your purpose is literally just to get to know someone in an easy and fun way. And I want to take that even a step further. I don't want you to go online to find a romantic match. I want you to go online to find friends. I want you to go online to build community. And I want you to be really clear and specific about that. And here's what I mean. When you go online, you're connecting to strangers. They're totally strangers. The process, the progression is not to go from stranger to life partner. The progression is to go from stranger to friend to life partner. So when we go out into the dating world, whether that's in real life or whether that is online, so many people have a weird focus. You go in cold, you know nothing about this person, they're a stranger, and start to look for reasons to fall in love with them and choose them as your life partner. We don't want to do that. Stop. Stop. If that's your idea of dating, throw it out the window. Start fresh. That is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for beginning a relationship with someone that we don't actually know that well and getting badly hurt or surprised down the road. So, the purpose of dating isn't to go from stranger to lover. The purpose of dating is to go from stranger to friend to lover. Does that make sense? Let me know about that in the comments. Does it make sense to think I'm not going to go in here and immediately fall in love with a stranger? I want to go in here and I want to meet people who are like me, who like to do the same things that I like to do, who have the same values that I have, who want to create the same kind of life that I want to create, who think the same way about the world as I do. That's what I want. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to meet people that are like that. And we're going to become friends. Here's the thing about that is like magic. When you meet people and you're going into it with that perspective, it changes the way that you go into it. You put less, excuse me. Ooh, I need some water. You put less. It changes your perspective because you put less pressure on yourself and you put less pressure on the other person. And you are able to just be present and to be confident and to be open. Your sense of humor kind of stays intact. All of those things that kind of go out the window when we're trying to be like alluring or try, because what we do is we get into that situation and we're like, I hope they choose me as a partner, instead of thinking, I wonder if they'd make a good friend. Yeah, going from stranger to lover put you in a year and a half long situationship, right? And it's a weird thing. It's a weird way that we think. It's this kind of like romanticizing of the whole process. And of course, things you'll have romance and things like that that will be amazing. Passion and all of those things are intact when you get to that part of things. But when you're talking about the beginning of things where you're just getting to know someone, you want to go from stranger to friend, right? And then if you like them as a friend, you can go into the next thing. And if they're interested in showing up as a friend, that's a good thing for you to know, right? If they're not interested in showing up as a friend, that's good information for you to know too. If they are interested in showing up as a friend, but there's not a deeper connection in terms of like passion or chemistry, now they've become part of your community. If they're interested in staying friends with you and you're interested in staying friends with them, now they're just part of your community, right? And then you can continue to kind of like spend time with that person outside of that. When you're with your person and they're with their person, you will invite each other to still go do things because you'll be friends. I've seen this happen over and over and over again. And it usually happens more often when someone has moved from one place to a new place because they want to build community. And that makes sense. And I also see it happen more often with people who are emotionally mature and people who have healed from the past. And those are the people that you want in your life. Those are the people that you want to create community with. All right? Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. People always go, oh, we can't be friends. If we're going on a date and we're not interested in each other, we can't still be friends. Not true. That's old thinking. That's only true for people who are not emotionally mature. That's only true for people who maybe they have too many friends already in their life. Okay, that's fine. If you do still like someone, you make good friends, you can still continue to be friends. I'm still friends with people that I dated that I wasn't attracted to, or I won't say I wasn't attracted. I would say I didn't feel the chemistry to take it to another level. And I wasn't there were a couple people who I didn't feel like that with. And I didn't go on with a friendship. You know, maybe he was interested. I can think of one person who's like, he was interested in a friendship and I wasn't. And I was really honest about that. And there was someone else who I was interested in a friendship and he was too. And we still meet for breakfast sometimes, or we'll have lunch together, you know, things like that. Um, we're still friends, you know? So yeah, you can have that. You can create a community. You can date not just for romance, but actually as part of a community, you know, creating a community. Let me know if that's something that you've ever considered before. Have you considered how you actually are building a community when you date? Like, you can actually, dating is meeting people. Dating is getting to know people to figure out if you like them enough or have enough in common to be friends. That's what it's about. Let me know if you've ever approached dating with that kind of mindset before, because that's the key. Like, we're in an epidemic of loneliness in our society, and people are very quick to dismiss the possibility of connection with other people. They're very much like, that's impossible. I can't connect. You know, dating won't be like that for me. Or they're saying things like, you know, everybody's so closed off, or everybody's always online, and everybody's this and that. It's very, we become, we want and crave and desire that deep connection, and we're really dismissive of the ways of creating it at the same time. We're very cynical about the possibilities at the same time, you know, and it's hard to create something new if we come to that with old thinking. Cool. So, whether we're dating in person or whether we're dating online, we want to go from strangers to friends and then see where it's going to go. All right. Where does your energy need to be when you're dating? Do you need to be 100% healed? You do not have to be 100% healed from the past to go out there and start dating. Nobody is. Nobody is. You do not have to be 100% positive. Nobody is. You don't have to be positive all the time. You don't have to, any of that. You don't have to do that. It's not possible anyway, right? And as long as you are committed to continuing to heal, that's great. That's great. And you don't even have to heal every single thing in your life. It literally is like, what are the obstacles between you and doing the next thing? What are the mindset obstacles between you and doing the next thing? What are the limiting beliefs that are keeping you from doing the next thing? That's all that you're working on. You don't have to be like, I'm going to be 100% healed of everything that's ever happened to me, and that's when I can start living. No. Or I have to be 100% positive every single day, or else the negative stuff I think about is going to manifest into bad situations, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't need to believe that that's going to be true over your life, because that's not how that actually works. It's impossible. You want to aim for like being optimistic and forward thinking, and grateful about life, and having a clear vision for what you want about 51% of the time, right? So most of the time, but 100%, nope. And another thing to kind of think about as you're working through this is, you don't make love happen, you make love welcome. You don't make love happen, you make love welcome. I don't have to make love happen. I can make love welcome. So take your hand and put your hand on your chest over your heart. Take a nice big deep breath in. Let it out. One more time. Let it out. One more time. Let it out. And I want you to say out loud, if you can, I am open and ready to be loved by a good man who is right for me. Deep breath. We're going to say that one more time. I am open and ready to be loved by a good man who is right for me. Deep breath. Let yourself receive that. Let your body relax and let that in. And last time, I am open and ready to be loved by a good man who is right for me. And then 3 deep breaths in and out. Okay. And that shifts your energy. Do you feel that? Let me know how you feel in the comments. That shifts your energy to being receptive to love. So that whether you're dating online or in person, you want to be receptive to love. Even when you go online, you're not looking for love. You're not trying to make it happen. You're indicating to the universe that you are receptive to love. That's what we're doing. That's all we ever want to do. We want to have the most beautiful, rich, full life that we can. We want to be vibrantly healthy. We want to be prosperous and financially secure. We want to be loved by family and friends and our partner. And we want to use our gifts in the world in a way that is deeply fulfilling and satisfying for us. That's what we want to have. That's what we want to have. Christina, what I was saying is we don't make love happen. We make love welcome. We make love welcome. And what I mean by that is we're not out there searching for love. We're not trying to, force ourselves to be in situations because we're worried that if we don't do those things, we're not going to meet someone. We're making love welcome. We're making it welcome. If you think about a flame doesn't worry if, it's literally just burning brightly and attracting to it. It's attracting to it. So that's what energy and mindset, the way that felt, that's the energy and mindset we want to carry with us into every day and into dating, So let's talk about the nuts and bolts of the online dating, right? I want you to think about it like we're planning this high-end exclusive launch of you, and we're shining brightly. Exactly. That Rumi quote, your task is not to seek love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's exactly what I do with my clients. We're clearing obstacles to love. Obstacles we've created within ourselves, whether that's in the form of a limiting belief or in the form of an unhealthy attachment to a past partner, or whether that's in the form of a wound that we're not allowing to heal. We are healing those things and clearing those things because that makes us naturally magnetic to love. It doesn't make us naturally magnetic to love. What I should say is it clears the way for our natural magnetism for love to come through, which is always there and always intact and always a part of us. Yes. So thank you for that, Angelina. I love that quote. Okay, so when we think about this, it's like a high-end exclusive launch of you as this bright, shiny you. Okay. And you're going to let them come to you. So you're not going to swipe first on anyone to indicate interest. You're not going to do anything like that. So when you think about being online, they always want you, because they're trying to create an algorithm. They're trying to establish what kinds of matches to send to you. And they want you to be doing things, doing things, doing things, doing things. So when you're on an app, they always are like showing you people. Do you like this person? Yes or no? Do you like this person? Yes or no? Do you like this person? Yes or no? And so you get into this sort of, if you've been online before, you get into this thing of like, pretty soon you've indicated, you've gone through like 19 or 20 pictures and you can't remember at this point, is this somebody who said they liked me and I'm liking them back? Or is this somebody who I'm just seeing for the first time and I have to decide if I like them or not? Right? We want to take out that whole idea that you're going to indicate I like this person or I don't like this person. And instead, what we're going to do is get you on there with your beautiful, authentic, magnetic profile. We're going to upgrade immediately. We're going to get you onto the right app. Upgrade your profile immediately to get you in front of as many people as possible. And then of the people who are attracted to you and your lovely, wonderful, authentic profile and pictures, you're going to deal with just those people. You're just going to deal with those people. Because at that point, you're dealing with people who, and I'm going to show you how to create not only this amazing profile, but make it so that you can tell if they've read your profile when they reach out to you. Okay? Can you imagine how helpful that will be? So not only do you have this amazing, authentic, beautiful profile, you are attracting people who match it, and you're only dealing with people who took the initiative to reach out to you. So these are people who have a clear picture of who you are, believe that they are compatible with you, and have the interest and initiative to reach out to you. So you're already in on better footing than we were with our eggplant pick people, our eggplant emoji people. Okay. So you're going to get in, you're going to make a giant impact on the people who are compatible with you, and you're going to get out. You're going to get into the right room, make the best impact, and get out. That's our strategy. We're going to get the heck out of Dodge. And part of why we do that is that we don't want to stay, when you're brand new to an app or when you go out and you come back, that's when you get the most attention. That's when you get the most views. And when you bump it up through like whatever their paid service is, because every app has a paid service to do this, that's when you get the most eyes and the most attention and the most everything. So you're going to get like kind of an influx towards you. We're going to deal with that. We're not going to stay on there longer than a couple of weeks, because after that, you're just, number one, it's not helpful for you because you're just going to see the same people over and over again. And number two, your energy, your motivation, your excitement, your interest, your ability to think of it as fun, for it to be fun to you, is going to wane. Because you will it's just, we don't need to do that. We don't want to be on there that long. It's not like, oh, if I stay on here a really long time, hopefully someday somebody's going to pop up and they're going to be a good match for me. No, don't want you to be in that energy at all. I want to tell you, there are so many potential soulmates out there for you. There is not just one right person out there in the world for you. You have multiple right people, multiple compatible people, multiple people that you would be very happy with and have a wonderful, amazing relationship with. And you're going to attract the people who are a match for your energy right now. So it's like, let's get in and then let's get the heck out. Sound good? Let me know in the comments. Does it sound good to get in and then get the heck out of Dodge? Make our mark, shine our light, connect with the people who are a good match, and then we take that into another level. We take it offline. That sounds good. Let me know. Okay, so let's get straight into your online dating profile. So when you're in your online dating profile and you're thinking about creating it, right? You want to create it from this perspective. If you've ever if you've ever tried to write a resume and they always have like a statement at the top, you know how hard it is to try to talk about yourself, to try to like describe yourself. But what you want to kind of have in the back of your mind is that friendliness and the confidence that the world is going to be a safe place for you where your needs are going to be met. So it's friendliness, openness, and a sense of security, a feeling that the world is a safe place. That's what you want to be in. That's the mindset. That's the energy. Those are the things you want to think about as you're talking about yourself. You know, have you ever been in an experience with someone and all they do is talk about everything in their life that they hate? All they do is talk about everything that went wrong. And they talk about it constantly. Have you ever been in a situation with someone like that? And it's like your energy has to be so powerful, so strong. It's such a high level, it's such a high vibration to overcome that negativity. Those people are just draining, right? We don't need to be sultry. We don't need to be particularly sexy. We don't need to set ourselves like on a pedestal. You know, we can have self-respect and we can have high self-esteem without kind of doing the I'm too good to go to Cheesecake Factory thing. If anyone has seen that video, oh my God. And I know people are like, oh, it's staged, it's a skit. I'm not sure if it is. It might be. The whole Cheesecake Factory thing, right? We can be self-possessed and have good self-respect without looking down on what other people have to offer. Um, and we can establish ourselves as someone who's worthy of respect and to be treated with dignity without being, without having to shame anyone, right? Yeah. Let me know if you've seen that video in the comments too. I'm interested in knowing what people think about that because that was crazy. Okay. All right. So when we talk about your profile, that's kind of what I want you to come from, this perspective of like, the world is a safe place for me and I am a friendly person. I know that my needs are going to be met. I am open and relatable. I am coming into the situation and I am prepared to be amused isn't really the word because it implies that there's like a little bit of like wry judgment to it. But I mean, like when you go into a situation, I felt bad about it because I would totally go, I love Cheesecake Factory. Oh my God. The first time that I went to a restaurant with my partner, before we were ever partners, we went to the Cheesecake Factory. We went to the Cheesecake Factory the first day that I met him, even though we weren't partners at the time. Like, that's a whole other story. But anyway, yeah. I love the Cheesecake Factory. That menu is like 800 things. You can eat 8,000 calories at the Cheesecake Factory in one sitting. You know, I don't understand what the beef was about the Cheesecake Factory, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, you're gonna come into it with this energy of what confidence translates to is like how men perceive confidence in a woman is a woman who believes that the world is a safe place for her where her needs are going to be met. And when men see that energy in a woman, that makes them move toward her because they know that they can start out winning with her. They know that whatever they do is just going to add to her happiness because she's already happy and secure. And that is encouraging for them and it makes them feel more confident and it kind of like activates their like hero kind of impulse that's in the back of their minds. And of course, we're talking about emotionally mature and emotionally healthy men, right? Because those are the only kind of men you want to date. So Yes. So that's what we're going to have in mind as we go into that. Does that make sense? Confident, secure, and confidence just means I believe the world is a safe place for me where my needs are going to be met. I am secure. I am friendly. I am open. I am willing to have fun. I am willing to be not necessarily like entertained, but I am willing to have a fun experience. I am willing for the world to show me a great time. That's what we're going into it with. All right. The first part of your profile that we want to think about is pictures, because obviously men are very visual, right? And there are going to be some men who notice your pictures before they notice anything else. Okay. You don't have to do anything crazy with your pictures. You literally only need to have a couple things in mind when you're thinking about your pictures. One is your pictures need to be current. And I know that sometimes we worry about weight and all of these other things. And I want to tell you something about that. For every single female body type, body shape, height, whether you have a large curvy frame, whether you are very slender, whatever it is, there is a man who loves that body type, who is very attracted to that body type, who just does it for him, it turns him on. You need to love yourself, your body right now, not 10 pounds from now. When people are like, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds, I need to lose 15 pounds, I need to lose 20 pounds, and then I'll feel comfortable dating. Throw that out the window, because I'll tell you something. Women from like 100 pounds, 120 pounds, all the way up to maybe 300 pounds, all of these women think that they need to lose at least 10 or 15 pounds. How can that be the case? Everybody needs to lose 10 pounds no matter what weight they're at? That doesn't make sense. How does that make sense? That math is not mathing. All that that's showing us is that people are dissatisfied with their own bodies no matter what their weight is. So the problem isn't their weight. The problem is their dissatisfaction. The problem is that they need to love themselves. We need to love ourselves. And even if your goal is health, healthy habits, movement, eating nourishing food, getting lots of water, even if that is your goal, right? Because you want to take care of your body in the best possible way, we don't punish ourselves to greater health. We don't punish ourselves into positive change. We love ourselves to positive change. Does that make sense, that we love ourselves to positive change, not punish ourselves to positive change? There's no way that we can hate on ourselves or shame ourselves enough that it's going to make the change happen in a way that is sustainable and feels good and makes us actually feel a deeper sense of self-love. We cannot punish ourselves into positive change. It doesn't work like that. When we are constantly giving our body the message, once you lose weight, you will be worthy of love. Once you lose weight, you will be worthy to be seen. No, we cannot do that, because there will be no weight that we ever get to that makes us feel like that. Tell me in the comments if that makes sense, that we can't punish ourselves into positive change. So when you're showing up in your pictures, show up exactly as you are right now, because there are men, I can't tell you how many clients I've had who thought that they needed to lose weight. I mean, if you go to my YouTube channel, you look at the client success stories, you watch the videos, there is a video of a woman who thought that she needed to lose weight. She does not need to lose weight. She didn't. She met her partner. He loved on her exactly how she is. As a matter of fact, like when she came in to work with me, she had hurt her ankle, and so she couldn't work out as much as she was used to. And she was thinking she needed to lose like a good amount of weight, I think, like 30, 40 pounds, something like that. She was actually beginning to gain weight. And that's when she attracted her person, while she was kind of like on the upswing of gaining weight and recovering from an ankle injury. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a mental thing. This is not a real thing out in the world that's like you're not lovable until you get to a certain weight. That's a thing that comes to us from media. That's a thing that comes to us from all of these external messages about selling something to us. That is not a real thing. That's not like a soul level truth that we're not worthy of love until we have a particular number on a scale. That's not it. Okay? I'm glad. I'm so glad that it makes sense. And I'm glad that that feels healing because it's true. That's the truth. And we will get, I want you to, as you are welcoming love into your life, deeper self-love and love from someone else, I want you to make a promise. Promise me this in the comments. Please promise me this in the comments. Promise me that you will avoid listening to bros with microphones and podcasts who try to tell you tough love stuff that always makes you feel worse about yourself. They will tell you things like, well, if you're a single mother, you know, men don't want to be with a single mother. They will be like, if you're over 40, you better look like Halle Berry if you're going to attract a man. If you're, you know, at this age or you've been alone for this long, then you better lower your standards because you're too picky. They will tell you all of these kinds of things because not all men, not all men, but men who are invested in the patriarchy, men who are unconsciously sexist, who have an unconscious level of misogyny and things that they needed to heal from that they have not healed from. These men are trying to devalue you to make it easier for them to have you. If you think less of your worth, then you think you should settle for someone who is not a match to you. It's like a way of taking you down a few pegs so that you don't realize how amazing you are, so that you settle to be with somebody who isn't actually a good match for you, who hasn't put that time and that energy into healing and into beginning to create the life that they want to have for themselves. Someone who maybe doesn't have ambition or goals. Someone who isn't taking responsibility for the choices in their lives. Someone who is not taking responsibility for his own mental health. Someone who is not taking responsibility for the choices that he has made, right? You're doing all of those things. You're doing those things, right? So you deserve a partner who's doing those things as well. And the idea of telling you, oh, you just want too much, or, you know, you're damaged goods, or those kinds of things, it's literally this, the idea comes from patriarchy, and it comes from misogyny, and it's the idea of getting women to devalue ourselves so that it's not so hard for men who are not trying to be about anything to get partners. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, that's the game. That's the game. And there are so many bros with microphones who love the sound of their voices telling you what your value is. So please promise me that you won't listen to it. And also, while we're at it, don't listen to men telling you how women should date. Even when they come from the best of places. Like, even when they feel like they come from the best of intentions. They don't know what it's like to be a woman dating. There's no way that they can know what that's like. Just don't listen to that. Okay? Promise me you won't listen to that. Tell me in the comments, I will not listen to bros with microphones. No bros with mics. No, tell me that in the comments. Promise me you will not let them into your head, because it's one of the hardest things to get out of our heads. When things are not going the way that we want, we go, well, maybe I should listen to that advice about losing weight. No. Do not. Something's wrong with them, not you. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Shelly. Hi, love. It's been a little while. It's so good to see you. Okay. Right. So, right? Okay. So let's get back to pictures. When we're thinking about pictures, things to keep in mind. They need to be current. They need to be framed well, and they need to be well lit. You want to have a good, be in good light, be in some sunlight, or if you have a light inside, be well lit. Here's the difference between well lit and not well lit, okay? This is not well lit. That's too well lit because it's making me shiny. This is well lit. You can actually see my face. Hi, love. I'm so glad you're back. I'm glad you're back, Shelly. Oh, I just want to hug you. All right. So in your pictures, you want to be smiling, right? Because that translates into like approachable, friendly, and confident. How many times have you seen pictures on online dating apps, right? Where the guy is looking mean because he thinks that makes him look stronger and powerful and confident, and you're just like, ugh, like that's scary. I don't want you to look mean, You want to look friendly and open and relatable, right? You also want to be alone in the picture. You don't want like a picture of you and your friends and he's trying to figure out who you are in the picture. And you shouldn't be in the pictures. Your kids should not be in the picture because this is about who you are as a woman, not who you are as a mother or as an aunt or anything like that. Okay? You need to have at least one pic that shows your body. And I don't mean like a lot of skin. You can do like a little bit of skin. A little bit of skin is good. A little bit of skin. Like it doesn't have to be strapless, but it could be like sleeveless. Right? A little bit of collarbone. If you like your arms, show your arms. If you feel like you have great legs, show your legs and not a lot of something else, right? But it's like, do show your body, and if you look at in terms of like what people stop at and notice, that you want to show your body a little bit, right? It's not scary, right? You don't have to show a lot of cleavage. You can show your shoulders if you think your shoulders are great. You can show your pictures that show your back. If you have a great picture where it's like you're at an angle, a certain angle where, this obviously wouldn't, an angle where it like shows more of you, a bit more of you. This is a good angle, right? If I could get into this position naturally, and there was a great reason for me to do it, that's like a good picture. Right? It's like, it's not like I'm not showing a bunch, but I am showing some skin. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? Let me know that you understand what I mean. Okay. When you talk about yourself, when you get to the profile part, so you want to have 4 or 5 pictures, right? And not all the same picture. Some of your pictures can be you doing things that you love. It can be you if you love to travel and you've got a picture of yourself in another country or another state or by some landmark or something like that. Great. If you've got a picture of yourself and you're doing hobbies, something that you love to do, great. If there's a picture of you and you're like being athletic, you're in the middle of something that like some kind of exercising, like hiking or swimming, anything that you love to do, use it. Great, because you want to give them an idea of like these are things I love to do in my life, but you only need like 4 or 5 pictures, and as long as one of them is a pretty good picture of your face and then a picture of your body, that's great. When you are taking selfies, you can take selfies with your phone, and I want you to do a couple things here. Usually you have an angle that's good. I'm going to take a picture of myself right now and upload it to show you what I mean. Okay. Usually you have an angle that's good. You want to hold your phone up a little higher so that it like is coming down. And you want to make sure that the light is pretty good. And do whatever angle. Try a couple angles so you find something that's good. But it's from kind of up. You hold your head so that your head is still level, but you look kind of up and smile. I don't smile with my teeth because I don't like my teeth. That's okay. I'll do one no teeth and with teeth. Okay. And I will upload them into the comments so you can see what I mean. The other thing is, ooh, I'm super oily in these pictures. Okay. So I'm going to blot. That's okay, right? We respond to real world situations. Okay, less oily. I'm going to try it again. Now we'll do it. It's also because I have all of this light. Less oily. Less oily. And teeth. Okay. What I like to do, Shelly, thank you, love. What I like to do when I'm taking pictures, like a selfie that I'm going to put somewhere, I go from a little bit high in like this. I have good lighting. I've got like a rim light. That's not what it's called. A ring light. And I use an app. I use Instagram, and here's how I use it. I will open up an Instagram like I'm going to do a story. Okay, like I'm going to post a new story. So I'll go right here to story. And then I'll pull that picture up. So it shows my pictures, right? So I'll use that picture right here. Okay. And then what I do is I swipe so I get the Paris filter. The Paris filter is just a little softness. It's just a little softness, doesn't make you look totally different, none of that stuff. So then I will use these three buttons right here at the top, and I will download it. I'll save. Click save, save it. Okay, now I'm gonna show you, and then I just trim the edges. I open it in edit, and I trim the edges. I'm gonna show you what that looks like because I'm gonna upload it to the comments of this right now. So I'm going into this right now. In Secret Seduction Sorority, I'm going into this live, and I'm uploading a comment. If it will let me. Oh man, does it let me? No, I guess it won't let me do that. So instead what I'm going to do is put it in the... I'm just going to post it into the regular group. Or maybe I can post it into the event. Let me see if I can post it into the event. There. Event. In there. Okay, so I can post it in the event. There it is. So this is the selfie with Paris filter from Instagram. Okay, so I'm posting it. So it's just like a little softening, right? It's great. It's easy to do. You can use that for your selfie. You can do it outside. You can do a couple of them in a few different places. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be super easy, right? You can ask a friend who also is good with selfies to take a couple selfies of you. You can, go outside. If you've got like trees, nature, something behind you, it's cool. It's easy to take pictures. They don't have to be super fancy. Knowing that you can do it like that, does that help you at all? Does that make you feel like it's a little bit less intimidating to try to have pictures? Does Instagram capture photos better than our regular phone camera features, or is it just that the IG filters that are better? I find that the IG filters are better, but really only Paris. Only Paris. Because the other filters are kind of like either too much, and it's really clear that it's been filtered, or they don't actually look good. Like the New York filter I think like really accentuates any lines. It makes you look like really shriveled, you know. And some of the other ones that are nice are just too dreamy. The Paris filter in Instagram is kind of perfect. It's just a light zhuzhing, light smoothing. So it's like you in a happy day having plenty of rest and all your water. And the best moisturizer that you've ever had, right? Okay. So hopefully that is helpful. Let me know if you find that to be helpful. So that's what you need to do with pictures, right? And with pictures, when you're posing, you don't even have to like pose really. It's really just like you're getting it from that angle, right? So you want like a couple like that with different kinds of backgrounds. Maybe you have one inside, maybe like on your couch hanging out. Maybe you have another one that's like outside, like in your backyard or something like that, like just with green, something green behind you, maybe want like on a nice sunnier day. And then a couple pictures of you doing things that you love, and then like a full one of those, if one of those has a full body and a little bit of skin, great, great. That is all that you need. Don't have anyone else in the pictures with you. Don't have kids in the pictures with you. Um, you know, you need to be smiling. They need to be well framed and well lit. All right. Do you feel better? I hope you feel better about the idea of pictures in your dating profile. I hope that helps you feel like this is an easy thing. It is not a big deal thing. You know, all the pictures that were on my dating profile were pictures that I took off my phone. I took them on my phone. Um, yeah, like literally, that's it. What if my hobbies are volunteering, book clubs, and shopping? Ooh, okay. So when you want to show your hobbies, and one of them is volunteering, book clubs, and shopping, it's hard to take photos of those hobbies. Yeah, right. So what you could do is, do you have like shopping for what? Because sometimes um you don't need to have pictures of you doing the thing, but you can have pictures of you with the results of the thing. So if you have, like, here's a cute shot. If book clubs are a thing for you, you know, let's say you took a whole bunch of books that are your books. I'm trying to get like a bunch of books. Oh, okay, here's an idea. Okay, so I have these books, right? And like, say my hobby is book clubs. So I'm going to take some books. I'm going to take some books. I'm going to turn on my camera. I'm going to have it go this way. And it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of cheesy, right? It's a little bit cheesy, but then I'm going to go into my story. I'm going to take those books. I'm going to put my Paris filter on it. I'm going to save it. And now I'm uploading it to the Facebook group. As an example, book, club, hobby, example, photo for any. Okay, I'm tagging you in it too. Okay, so when you go in the group, you'll see what I mean. Book clubs, right? Okay, so I've got a bunch of books. You can just grab all of your latest book club books. You don't even have to grab the book club books if you think that they would be books that would be like off-putting to somebody, you know, like somebody outside of the book club. You can just grab maybe like your favorite books. Do you know what I mean? I think it came out cute, right? It's not even like, this is how it came out. Right? I mean, I might use that picture if I was like trying to say, I'm a love coach. Right? This is what I do. I'm a love coach. Because how do you show love coaching? You know? I might have a bunch of relationship books and then just be like, and if there was a chance to put, I might put like a little book emoji or like a little heart emoji in the corner or something like that. Does that make sense? Like how you can just make it kind of casual and just make it like a little bit easier. So you're still showing you're showing your authentic personality. You're not like super dressed up about it. You're just being relatable and open and friendly, right? Does that help? Let me know. Yeah, and so maybe clothes and the shoe shopping, you just don't worry about. You don't have to show all of your hobbies, right? But you can show some of your hobbies, and you'll talk about volunteering and book clubs in your profile. You might not really need to talk about shopping, just because shopping it's a hobby, but it's also like something that everybody has to do. So you're wanting, unless you want to be with someone who also enjoys shopping, that he likes to shop for clothes and shoes too, because what you're trying to do is establish like a common ground, right? Because we're wanting to attract someone who is compatible with us and friends. Sometimes people think of shopping and they go, well, I want to attract someone who is wealthy and generous who wants to take me shopping. So that's why I'm talking about how much I love shopping, because I'm hoping that the person looking at this will think, oh, I'd love to take her shopping. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, any about that? But that's not how that works. When he sees that, he just thinks gold digger. And it's the same thing as when, not that you are a gold digger at all, but it's just like saying I love shopping or I want a generous partner. That's how that gets that's how that comes across on a bio, because he doesn't know you yet. He doesn't know anything about you yet. All of the lovely, wonderful things that would inspire him to, of course, be over the top generous with you in terms of giving you everything he could possibly provide for you in any way, financially, emotionally, in every way. He doesn't know those things about you yet. So it's like leading with what you want a little bit instead of with what you bring. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. So we're going to move on to the self-summary part. Okay. So that's the part where you're actually like writing it out and describing yourself. Yes. Okay. So that's why you wouldn't talk about. So does it make sense to you like that's why you wouldn't talk about shopping as a hobby in your profile any? Does it make sense to you why you wouldn't then? Because you're not trying to attract someone who has that same interest. You want to attract somebody who you're talking about the hobbies where you would find compatibility. Does that make sense, any? Okay. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So when we're talking about our self-summary, you're going to create your self-summary in a separate sheet, like a separate piece of paper, so that you can copy and paste parts of it into different apps if you choose to be on different apps. And it's just nice if you write it out that one time and in one place where you can use it over and over, because then you got it, right? So some apps actually let you copy and paste your entire sort of profile in. Some apps make you answer a bunch of questions. Either way, it's good to just have things there. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on what you like to do and what brings you joy. I want you to, as you're describing it, and as we were just talking about in this example with the shopping, right? You want to focus on what you like to do with an eye to what you would like to do with him. Him wanting to do that same thing with you. So shopping is a tricky thing, right? Because if we say we want to go shopping, men hear that as she wants me to take her shopping. If we say we love scuba diving, men hear she wants me to go scuba diving with her. So you have to kind of use your judgment a little bit on some of those hobbies. But when you're thinking about things like another thing that Innie gave us in her example was volunteering. That's cool. Talk about volunteering. Talk about what you do when you're volunteering and why it matters to you. If there's a personal connection to volunteering, like if you volunteer to help with somebody through a situation that you went through growing up, put that in there. That's an important thing. Um, the other thing is that you want to remember that you're not boring. You know, if whatever you think that you're, sometimes we think that we're boring. We think that the things that we want to do are kind of boring. They're not. There's somebody else that likes to do the same kinds of things you like to do.